In today's video, we are checking out a free-to-play game that you can find on Steam that came out last month in September of this year. This will be my first time checking out this game as I've not played it before, and as always, I am going to share my honest thoughts, feelings and opinions on this game in the video. Also, just as a little quick disclaimer here, I am not associated with the devs, this video is not sponsored in any way. I am just a small YouTuber giving my honest thoughts, feelings and opinions, so if you can appreciate that fact then like the video, and also maybe share your own opinions down below, I will be interested in reading them. Okay, considering that gameplay footage is going to be me playing PvP using a controller, let's go ahead and talk about the controversy surrounding the aim assist. So back in early September, this game was getting a lot of debates about the aim assist strength and how powerful it was, with players comparing it to legal aimbot, with both the Reddit community and also the Steam community in uproar about the strength of it. Not just that, but some players that actually used the controller also didn't find it very comfortable to use, which if you've never used the controller before, then let me put it this way, if a game has really strong aim assist, you can get locked into kind of a bubble effect. So fighting multiple enemies is really hard to do because you can't break out of that bubble and target someone else, like you can do with freely aiming. However, this kind of aim assist can be actually really beneficial to players that utilize higher sensitivity, because they're able to break out the aim assist bubble but also have that same strength to keep tracking players. And yes, as a controller player who also plays keyboard and mouse, yes, this is kinda dirty. Anyway, the devs addressed this issue and actually updated it, and you can see that in the patch notes of R66. And they significantly decreased the strength of the aim assist. What I did like as well is that the devs did acknowledge the fact that the aim assist was kind of busted, because there did seem to be aim rotation and also, well, a kind of snap-on effect that was really powerful. I agree with the sentiment in a game like this, which is a casual FPS game, that in order to accommodate for all kinds of input devices, there does need to be a little bit of aim assist, but I don't think anyone in the right mind is going to argue against the reduction of the aim assist. However, it has brought in more issues, and I definitely noticed those issues as a player that started playing this month. The issue that I was having no aim assist whatsoever in my game, and the aim assist just refusing to work. Now, I don't know at this point if they completely patched it out. I haven't seen any notes that says it's completely patched out. Luckily for me, I'm a little bit of a veteran of playing without aim assist on my controllers, so I was still able to be competitive, still able to go positive, but that is not going to be everyone's experience, especially if they're transferring from console, because they haven't put in the amount of time that I have with playing FPS games without aim assist. I also noticed when using the controller compared to the keyboard and mouse, I had quite a lot of input lag. I also experienced freezing and hitching of my aim, especially when in mid gunfight. It felt like the aim assist was trying to kick in, but instead it would just make my aim freeze, and I wouldn't be able to even track horizontally or vertically. So in other words, aim assist has not gotten any better, it's just broken in a different way. Let's just say it's a good job that I am also an experienced keyboard and mouse player. They've definitely not found their sweet spot when it comes to the aim assist in this game, not to mention they are lacking a few advanced control settings, like inner and outer dead zones, and also the ramping up time, response curves and stuff like that you'd find in other games such as Apex Legends. Matchmaking in this game doesn't seem to be skill-based whatsoever, and team balance is absolutely lopsided a lot of the time. You will find that your team or the opposition will actually steamroll the other team. Sometimes it won't even be close. I've been in a game where we've got 80 in a team deathmatch, and the opposition has had like 14. To me, that is a ridiculous difference and shows that there is no skill-based matchmaking. Now, this problem can be made worse because you can actually party with friends. The fact that the skill-based and the rank system isn't really in effect when it comes to the matchmaking. If you can hold your own, you might be alright, you might end up being like me and being the only positive player on your team. And I imagine that this frustrates a lot of people, and I've read that it has frustrated a lot of people in the community. Some people have been really turned off to this fact and actually stopped playing it. Now here's the thing, I don't exactly want skill-based matchmaking in every FPS game that I play. Sometimes just having something as basic as team balance can actually make all the difference. What I do want from my FPS games is multiple skill levels within a game, because I really don't mind if there's complete noobs and then god tier players in the same lobby. But what I do have an issue with is having like 3 god tier players on one side and then having a bunch of noobs on the other team, because the fight is already over before it even begins. And that is a prime example of the stuff that is going on within this game regarding matchmaking. I cannot stress that games are just way too one-sided, and this needs to be addressed not only because it's unfair to the players that aren't really that experienced in FPS, but also takes the fun out of it. If you completely steamroll a team, it's not fun. If you're on the receiving end of it, it's not fun. So yeah, they need to sort that out as soon as they can. Okay, so what about the next issue that people have in the community? Well, this is the cheating in the game. Yes, there is cheating in this game. I've experienced it firsthand. People tracking through walls, it's pretty obvious. Especially because there is the replay at the end of the game. Everyone in the lobby sees it, and there's no real way to report players, I don't think. Or if there is a function to report, then it's not really utilized that much by the devs. There is no actions being taken on it. Really, the support against the cheaters is not there. And as you can imagine, this frustrates people that are legitimately trying to play the game. Now here's the thing, this game uses Easy Anti-Cheat. Easy Anti-Cheat a few years back was one of the best anti-cheat systems that a dev could implement. However, as it started to age, more and more exploits came out for it, and I would argue by today's standards, Easy Anti-Cheat is just not good enough. It just really hasn't had the technical uplift that it needs to be brought into the new age. And the systems have been bypassed, and people do actually sell the exploits online, so it really seems to me anyway that it is outdated, and new systems need to start coming into play sometime soon. So yes, cheating is a problem within this game, however, I don't think it's as bad as some people do make out. I did in fact come across a handful of cheaters within a few hours of playing, and again, it's just one of those things that makes this game less fun than it should be. So let's now move on to overall gameplay. I do want to point out that this is a very casual style FPS game. Because of that, the gunplay is simple, attachments make guns super easy to use, there's hardly any recoil once you start unlocking the attachments for your guns. It's really chilled when it comes to the gunplay. I wouldn't say the balancing in the gunplay is perfect, it's imbalanced really. And one thing that I think that might frustrate you as a player is how many free kill mechanics this game has. How many silly one-shot kill opportunities are in the game, whether it be the equipment that you use, or maybe the ultimate abilities. I've played a lot of hero shooters going back. I still, in fact, actually play a lot of Apex Legends. Unfortunately, this game, in the element of having the abilities, isn't really balanced with the gunplay too. So you will feel cheated as the player quite a lot when you're running around and you just get one-shotted, or you just get lit up by a minigun. Unfortunately, there isn't much defense that you can have against things like that. Obviously, your abilities do come into play too. And weirdly, I find there is some tactical elements in this game. And I do say weird because, well, this game is catering towards a demographic which is more for the casual FPS player. One of the gimmicks of this game is that you can actually kick things in the environment like boxes and also vehicles. For instance, there are parts that you can climb as a scout, but if you're not that class, then you can't do the double climb. So what you've got to do is you've got to kick a box to that location, jump up on it, and then jump up again, and then you can gain the high ground as a different class. This is obviously a part of the game and just using the mechanics to your advantage. But again, this feels a little bit more tactical than just a casualized experience. Because of this fact and the imbalance within the gunplay, the abilities, it does come off as having somewhat of an identity crisis. The game really feels like it doesn't quite know what it wants to be. They've also taken a lot of game modes from other popular games. You've got your team deathmatch, you've got your Conquest, which actually acts like hard point on COD. You also have a demolition style, which is taken from like Counter-Strike, so you only get 1 life per round. There's also an Escort, which reminds me of DIRTYBOMB. Some of the abilities that I see in this game are taken from like Valorant. It's a weird mix of different things all clashing together when you're actually playing. It is funny how chaotic it can get, but also on the other hand, it really doesn't help that the matchmaking is so bad to the fact that one team will get steamrolled. And with the one-shot kill opportunities from, say, the ultimate abilities, overall there is a lot to look past. However, I would say the performance and optimization of this game, on another note, is actually done pretty well. The The frame rate and optimization was actually good. I didn't come across any glitches or any problems, although I have seen quite a few videos. Although I have been on Reddit and I have actually seen people kicking trucks and seeing them fly in the air, which just comes across as being kind of funny rather than actually like game breaking. The optimization and performance and glitches I think so far has been a solid foundation. At this point we expect to have a few bugs and glitches within the game, especially in its early life cycle, so I can look past some of the issues that it's had in that arena. Interestingly though, because there are a lot of issues that I've brought up in this video, I actually don't have a super bad impression of this game. It's not exactly leaving a bad taste in my mouth. There are a lot of big issues that do need to be addressed about the game, but on the other hand, I can jump into the game and have a little bit of casual fun with it. If you are a super competitive personality and you jump into the game, however, I could see you getting kind of frustrated. So do keep that in mind. Lastly, what I want to address is the visual presentation of the game. I do like this game visually. It's really nice to look at aesthetically. You definitely get a feel when you are playing of it being a modern FPS game. It doesn't seem outdated in this area, which I do like. The colours are vibrant when you're running around the map, so you can actually identify and spot enemies pretty quickly. Overall, I would say the map design is pretty good too. There's a lot of elevation, different lines of sight catering to different playstyles. If you're a sniper, you will be satisfied in this game if you rock an SMG or shotgun. There's also different flanks and different ways to approach that gunfight. I think you will be satisfied no matter which way you actually play. Overall, my honest thoughts is I don't think you're going to miss anything if you don't play the game. On the other hand, it's not completely without some merit. It can be okay when you solo queue and play it that way. However, I would say this is most fun when you're partying up with other players. That is really where this game shines, because this game does have its moments of being a team-based game. Anyway, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed today's video, just me sharing some of my honest thoughts, feelings and opinions. Smash the like button, also get subscribed to the channel if you're new. And with that said, I have been the Level 1 Animator, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. His name's Jackpot, and I just did that to him.